Welcome back to Nation Online, our special sports segment. And today we have a very special family in studio with us, the Sharma family, which will comprise Raj, Tracey, and Priyanka. They are here all the way from Canada because Priyanka is a figure skater by profession, and she's moving on to the professional realm as we speak. And we have them here in Barbados so that we can figure out more about the Barbados Ice Skating Association, which they would have founded, and to get more information on Priyanka's journey as a budding figure skating athlete. So, Sharma family, welcome to Nation Online.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's a pleasure being here, back home.
Yes, and I'm glad to finally have you here after all the conversations we would have had.
Absolutely.
Firstly, tell us, how did you discover this young lady was even interested in skating in the first place?
Yeah, so when Priyanka was younger, she was obviously, we had put her in lots of different sporting activities. She started skating around 3 years old. We were watching the Vancouver Olympics in 2010. She seemed really excited about them, really enjoyed watching the skaters glide on the ice.
As in the Winter Olympics?
Winter Olympics,
Yeah, okay.
correct. And then a year later, her coach selected her for a competitive figure skating team. And she also got selected for gymnastics competitive team as well.
Oh, wow.
So we had a decision to make. We asked her, hey, what would you like to do? And she said, I want to do figure skating. So
Whoa.
she started since 3 and then competing competitively since she was 6 years old or so, 12 years old, and has been going strong ever since. So been doing it since then. Darling, anything to add there?
Absolutely.
Anything to add, Tracey?
Yes, thank you. So what we found was really fascinating was the Winter Olympics. So Priyanka has been watching the Olympics ever since she was about 4 years old, and this is where she said, I want to go there. And she made that decision at the age of 4.
Oh. I wasn't making any decisions at home.
Exactly. And she's still with it today. So we're super proud of the decision that she made so young. And she didn't waver on that decision at all. And she still is figure skating today.
Well, Priyanka, let's hear from you as well. What about figure skating speaks to you the most? I mean, of all the sports you could have possibly pursued, gymnastics was one that was on the table. What about figure skating spoke to you?
I think figure skating is just a really beautiful sport in general. I really enjoyed the feeling of gliding on the ice, and I love jumping so much. It just feels like you're flying. And when I was little, it was just such an amazing feeling, and I felt addicted to it. I kept coming back to it for more. So that's when I really fell in love with it, and just having older role models too to look up to that I want to be like that someday. That was really what made me stick with figure skating.
Yeah, honestly, it's an amazing option because we do not have any figure skaters naturally in Barbados. We don't have a rink or anything.
Right.
We had one for a brief period,
Right.
but it's defunct at this point in time now. So it's amazing that we
Yeah.
have a person who is Barbadian by descent
Yes.
who can actually represent us internationally.
Correct.
Yes.
So the next question is the Barbados Ice Skating Association, which you guys would have founded in 2022. Tell us a little bit about why you thought it was important to found that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when Priyanka was skating in Toronto, she was doing very well at the competitive level. We had lots of discussions with her coaching team, and eventually they said, you guys, Tracey and Raj, if you wanted to, you could start a skating club in Barbados, a skating federation, and have Priyanka represent Barbados and have a big impact, enormous impact worldwide. We thought about that a lot. Tracey and I thought about that. We explored it. And then we started having some discussions with some, sports council here and the BOA here, and eventually decided, let's do this. So we formed the Barbados Ice Skating Association, formally incorporated in 2023. We did a lot of research to find out what it would take to get Barbados recognized on a global stage, what the membership process looks like. We are now expecting in the next 6 months to be granted ISU membership. They will vote on our
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We're super excited about that. And then once that happens, that opens the floor. In fact, that opens the world up for Barbadians in Barbados and also around the world.
Yeah.
So whoever is interested in figure skating and or speed skating on the ice, we would love to hear from them. and give them a pathway to represent Barbados proudly.
Yes, congratulations. The ISU is the International Skating Union, because as you said, there were things you had on the to-do list since last
Right.
year, and
Right.
you've been taking them off successfully one by one. So I'm very proud and excited to hear about that.
Thank you.
Now, you would have held a camp back in March, I believe,
Yes.
in Costa Rica, where you would have taken some Barbadian children with you to Canada. To Costa Rica
Right.
with some Canadian coaches.
Right.
Tell us what that experience was like, bringing children from Barbados to touch the ice for the first time and everything.
Right.
Yeah. So this was a huge endeavor, Dwayne. It was, we actually didn't think we were going to be able to pull it off.
Yeah.
It was an enormous execution of people coming together, finding the kids in Barbados that had some raw talent and skills, because we know that when you were roller skating, that the transition from wheels to blades is seamless. And we actually were on an experiment to be able to prove that by actually taking these kids from Barbados, who had never seen ice, some of them had never even flown, and take them to Costa Rica. I bet you didn't know Costa Rica had a skating rink as well.
They have a lot of things over there.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
So this was intentional and strategic. The reason why we actually collaborated with the Costa Rican Federation, they're very much like us. They are looking to get International Skating Union membership as well. So the collaboration and the effort to bring together these two federations, as well as the skaters that we brought, as well as the coaches, we brought 7 Canadian coaches down to Costa Rica. We had 47 participants that participated in the camp, including the Barbadians. We had skaters from Ecuador, Argentina, obviously Costa Rica, and Dominican Republic. So this was a really, really magnificent way of bringing Latin America, Central America, and the Caribbean together to come together to learn how to skate, to learn the real fundamentals.
We were actually just speaking to some of the Barbadian skaters recently. They commented. We asked them, "Hey, how was it transitioning from roller skating on the ground to going onto the ice?" Many of them said it was a lot easier. So they developed some good skills on the ground that they were easily able to translate to the ice, and they were flying. The first day, the first half hour or so, everybody was wearing a helmet. They were a little bit shy, a little bit timid. And after that, their confidence grew, their smiles grew, and they were just skating fast on the ice. In fact, check out our website. There's videos of, our Barbadian skaters participating in the camp, skating at a very good level.
Yeah.
And we actually, this is timely in the sense that we had a great experience in Costa Rica. Every one of those 47 people said they would love for us to do that camp again. And what we did do, just last week in Miami Beach, Florida, we held another development camp, the 2024 ICE Experience, attended by 16 Barbadians from Barbados. We collaborated with the School of Skateaholics, and so a lot of their skaters came to Miami Beach. We also did a collaboration with U.S. Figure Skating Association. It was fantastic. They loved it. They were so intrigued and excited to see the Barbadian skaters as well. So they coached them for 3 days, and they participated in our national championship.
Yes, the national championship.
Yes, please.
Yes.
How did that go?
It's great. So this year we did a virtual format. So all the participants submitted a video format of their program. The formal judging will take place on December 27th, so this Friday will take place. And we have judges from the U.S., from Mexico, from Peru, from Canada, to evaluate each of the programs, provide a score. And in fact, we will be presenting medals at the Barbados Olympic Association this Friday afternoon. So we're super excited about that too.
Okay, fantastic
Yes,
stuff.
please.
Now, I have some questions for Priyanka. 'cause
Yes,
obviously,
of course.
She's leading the hour here. Now, Priyanka, obviously, you would have won some competitions.
Yes.
Flown the Bajan flag proudly.
Yes.
And, that meant a lot for me to see it.
Yeah.
I put the article in the newspaper, and we got some positive feedback
Yeah.
on it. How do you feel as a Barbadian representative, like going out there figure skating on our behalf? Like, you feel any pressure on your back to do well for us, or is it just another day in the park for you?
I think I definitely do feel some pressure. I just want to really make the country proud and just really show them that I'm the best and that like I'm one of the top skaters, and that just making the country proud and just being able to go out there and also just have fun too. But it's a really rewarding feeling when I do win for myself personally, but also just to have more supporters, especially from Barbados, to come along and see, oh yeah, this is somebody like worth supporting. So that's one of the top things that I really look forward to when I compete, is broadening my network.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And what have the young kids, what have their attitudes been like in terms of looking up to you as like the figurehead of everything? Because
Yeah.
you were like the main source of inspiration.
Yeah, so most of the kids, I actually coach them. I've done a few Zoom lessons with them on roller skates. So they've seen me coaching them. They've seen videos of me skating. I also coached them in Miami, and they're really like enamored with me, and they really look up to me, and they really want to be me one day. So it's really nice to have those little kids looking up to me. It's a great feeling. And yeah, I really strive to be a good role model for them so that they can see what they could potentially be like if they stick with it.
Yeah, because I think you're a fantastic role model in terms of your attitude, the tenacity you show. And that's another question I have, like, what personally drives you, Priyanka, to continue to just keep pushing yourself in this sport?
Yeah, I think the drive that I have really comes from just myself, and nobody really pushes me to do it. My coaches do, but the drive to go to the rink every day and push through the tough sessions, even if I'm falling all day, or if it's a really hard session, I just think of how rewarding it is when I finally get a jump that I've been working so hard on, or when I finally win a competition that I trained really hard for, and just how proud I feel in that moment to represent Barbados. And then I also think of many of the little kids that I'm a motivation for, and that really helps me work. That really helps me say, yeah, I would love to keep doing this, because I would love to be their role model, and obviously my goal is to go to the Olympics, and that's also something that really drives me, especially with it being so close and in my reach. I feel like I can really get there.
Any word on like a skating rink in Barbados being
Yeah,
constructed?
man, you have some good questions. So you're right. So with the Barbados Ice Skating Association, we are focusing on 4 real pillars. One was the athletes. We've identified a lot of athletes on the island and
Right.
even around the world,
Yeah.
right? Coaches. So we have a development program now for the coaches, right? Judges. This is amazing. We did find a judge who is Barbadian, and then whenever we get ISU membership, that judge has expressed an interest to help Barbados reach the next level from a judging perspective. And the 4th pillar is a facility.
Yes.
We have had discussions at various levels about an ice rink. In fact, Tracey and I just did a tour today of a facility in Newton that's building the structure for a museum there. And we have spoken to them about potentially designing a ice rink here in Barbados and using that same company.
Okay.
So we are in active discussions. We're just planning it out. We have to do some fundraising, get the excitement. But our vision really is to have an Olympic-size ice rink in Barbados for Barbadians, but also to be that draw around the world to come to Barbados, to train, to compete. It can't get any better, man. You got beach, you got sun, you got sea, and you got ice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yes,
Yes.
add to that. In terms of just following on the facility, ice skating and the sport of ice skating, this is just the beginning. We are looking to also expand on not just the facility, but expand on speed skating as well as hockey. So this is something where we want to draw, as the Honorable Mia Motley said, that we want to punch way above our weight class and be that sports hub for the Caribbean that everybody will be drawn. And we can see this with sports tourism and be able to start drawing more people onto the island. When we see tourism a bit low in those months, we'd like to be able to ensure that we're getting the good coaching and being able to set up the facility so that it is attractive for all people that are seeking to be able to do the ice sports.